everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can tell from the title, is a Sims 4 build, and it is based on the Hardy Boys house. Well, at least it's, as close to what I think it could look like, or at least I think it could look like. It is based on a picture from the Design Home app, the picture of which will be shown at the very end of this video. So if you're interested in taking a look at that app, you can download it off the Google Play store. And, it's kind of a lot of fun. If you do like it, great. If not, that's okay. They've got a bunch of great pictures, and I screenshot those so that I can use the pictures of the houses for later use, like in this. So like I said, the picture of that's going to be at the very end of this video. Anyways, the very first few seconds of this, I apologize for not pointing that out, was the very original Hardy Boys house that I built when I got The Sims 4. Just based on a very few descriptions of the house, the main components of which was the garage, the room over the garage, which the boys have turned into their science lab, and Mr. Hardy's study on the second floor. And those are like the main components. Like with the Nancy Drew house, there are other little details that come into play later in the books that aren't mentioned again, or they've been changed, and so it's like, just ignore those. One of those, in fact, was one, what was it? I'm sorry, I've read so many of the Hardy Boy books recently, and one of which is I will be posting a review of along with this. But one of them said that the boys had a little entertainment room in the basement of their house. Oh gosh, where did it was in one of the later books, so it was like in the numbers 40 to 50 area of those books. Never mentioned before and never mentioned again. I think it was just that one time, because I haven't come across it in any other books. So it's like that was one of those ones. Is like, oh, they have a basement, but I don't see it anywhere else, so I'm just gonna say no, they don't have it. So yeah, that was just one of those things. Is like, you guys actually read the stuff and follow the description. But like I said, the three main components that are always consistent, like I said, is of course the garage, the room above the garage, and Mr. Hardy's study. So those are, components that I had to keep in mind while I was looking for a house to, base my build on, and which is why this video, after the quick little tour of the original Hardy house, jumped to the shell being practically completed, because I had started on a different house, but the front yard was pretty big, and it was not giving me enough room to have the backyard that I wanted to give the boys, as well as, enough room on the inside to give them all the rooms that they're supposed to have in the books. So I ended up having to change it, and then I started building this new house, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Yeah, this is it. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm not recording. So I had to instantly start recording. So, at least, so I got the rest of it. All the all the filling it up with all the different items and everything. I'm sorry, and words are not coming well to me today. But I'll say that every time, so maybe it's just that words are not coming to me at this moment. But anyways, some of the items that I did include in this build are some pet items. that you'll notice. And that's because, I mean, in the books, it's not stated if the boys have any pets. As a correction, they don't have any pets in the books, which I think is a shame. These are two boys, okay? They kind of need the extra, you know, action going on in the background. It might have been too much for Mrs. Hardy, but now that the boys are older, they can take care of the pets themselves. But anyways, in The Sims 4, I had originally started playing with them for a little bit. I'm sorry I didn't record any of that either. But, they adopted 2 dogs off the streets of Brentledon Bay. And they were like a match made in heaven. The boy dog that I named Arthur Doyle is adventurous and lazy. I forget the third trait, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've looked at them and played with them. And the other dog is a girl that I named Agatha Christie, and she's a sleuth. That was just so perfect. I saw them, and it took me a couple of days for the family to, introduce themselves to the dogs, because as soon as they walked past the house, it's like, oh, there they, and then they disappeared. And so it took me a little while to refine them, and then, get them to introduce you to them, and then build up the friendship and adopt them. So it was a little while. But yes, I named the dogs after at least two of the greatest detective writers of all time. Everyone knows Agatha Christie is one of the greatest for sure. Arthur Conan Doyle is as well. So it's just, it felt like it was a good homage to them. I mean, I could have done Hercule Poirot not Hercule Poirot. Or, well, maybe I could have. Hercule Poirot and, Miss Marple or something like that. But, I worked out as the way it did, and I think that was great. So, yeah. So here, we are in the screenshots now and getting close to the end of this. If you want to take a look at further, like I said, you can check out my origin ID, Jane Vine, or just simply look under the Nancy Drew hashtag. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking this out. And Saints Cyril and Methodius, pray for us.